Good morning. We're keeping with this theme of sonship from verse 15 of Romans 8, 16 that we saw yesterday about bearing witness, his spirit bearing witness with our spirit that we're his. We pick up in verse 17 and we read this. And if we're children of God, then heirs. It's like Paul saying, look, it gets even better. You're children, wait. But if you're children, well, then you receive what children receive. You're heirs of the treasures and the beauty and the glory and the majesty that God brings to bear on our lives, namely life eternal with him. And if children, then heirs, heirs of God and fellow heirs with Christ. Everything's great. We're children, we're heirs, and then the verse concludes this way in a striking manner. Provided we suffer with him, in order that we may also be glorified with him. Now that doesn't mean we're going to become gods. It means that our created with glory and honor, Psalm 8:5, that glory will be fully materialized, so to speak. The end will fully come where we will move through the process of that positionally being sanctified, progressively being sanctified, perfectly being sanctified. We're ultimately glorified. In fact, he's going to talk about that in Romans 8 later on. And at that point, right, we will experience what it is to receive the treasure trove of the kingdom as full heirs, the culmination of all things in that way. But see, that middle clause is important, provided we suffer with him, in order that we may also be glorified with him. A Christian isn't just in it for God's goodies. A Christian is in it by God's grace for the grueling process of character transformation that suffering produces. Going all the way back to chapter 5, about how our suffering produces this character, right? We're in it for the grueling process of suffering, so that we will one day experience the joys and glory of that glorification, that translation to glory and receiving the fullness of his kingdom. So, you're children, and you're an heir, you're going to receive something, but God is working on you as his child. He disciplines everyone he receives, Hebrews 12. And that suffering is just as much a part of your ultimate glorification as the promise of that inheritance. Now may the Lord encourage you, because you might be in the middle of it. That's okay. It's not disconnected from eternity. It's interconnected with eternity in your story. May the Lord encourage you this day.